Hello, it's Monica Segos. Welcome to Sunday Night Dinner with Monica. Tonight I'm starting a 30-day carnivore challenge, and my feast for this evening is tri-tip roast. It's one of my favorite beef cuts ever. I was born in New York City, and I never had tri-tip until I moved to California in 2014. About a year ago, I discovered Dr. Anthony Chaffee. I saw a video that asked us, are plants killing you? I never heard anything like that before. So I took a look at love having salt on my beef. I took a look at his video and I was shocked at what I heard. I always love meat more than anything else for my meals. And after listening to that video, I'll put the link down below, I was definitely converted. I had already spent a lot of time in my life eating meat. Chicken, beef, pork. But this one was different because he's a doctor. And for the first time, I had science to back up what I believed and what my body had been telling me. I generally don't care. I usually go my own way, but what I love about eating carnivore is that it's very satiating. I never leave the table hungry when I eat meat. It wasn't always like that in my life. You see, I like my meat very rare. And one of the reasons I like this cut is that it has a generous amount of fat. Fat definitely adds a lot of flavor to the beef. Thanks for being here. This is so much fun. One of the things I like about Dr. Chaffee's channel is that he said, eat until you are full. And that was like one of the best things I've ever heard. Because I need a lot of beef to feel satiated. I think lots of times it happens when I've gone too long without eating beef. Then I can eat this whole thing. But I don't think that'll be the case tonight. But you never know with me. One of the things that I really need when I eat something is I need to feel satiated. And I think I've been starving for a really long time. Another thing that Dr. Chaffee said was that that you should eat till it doesn't taste good anymore. And then he said, I couldn't find the video, but he said that lionesses don't stop in the middle of their food and quit. They quit after they're stuffed. And I was like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. And so that actually gave me permission to eat until I was really, really full. And hearing it from someone who was basically built his career, even though he's a doctor on the side, he's like helping all of us carnivores to become more aware of how being a meat eater is right for our bodies. I feel so much better when I eat beef. And I'm not starving afterwards, you know? I don't crave sugar. You can find the tri-tip roast in California. I know it has another name on the East Coast, but I don't remember what it is. This cut is somewhere between a roast and a steak. It's like a cross between a roast and a steak. And I absolutely love it. Because, you know, regular steak is not as thick. This is like, look at that. And the reason they call it a tri-tip is because it's in the shape of a triangle. Next time I'll tell you exactly where the cut is from. It makes me so happy to eat this. So the point is that, you know, when you have any meal, it's basically you just eat and eat and eat until you're full. And I actually do feel like a lioness. I like that idea. And the only thing you put on it is salt. Because anything else has preservatives or some kind of plant, which is exactly what you don't want. And what he says, what Dr. Chaffee says, is that plants are basically poison. And they're primarily in existence for animals. And so animals eat the plant, and they know how to digest it, and then we eat the animal. so fun having you for dinner. The flavor is just so incredible. This week I was lucky to be able to get grass-fed beef, but I normally am not able to do that. So whatever budget you're on, there's always a sale on meat at your local grocery store. And that's generally how I shop. I just happened to come across this great piece and want to be able to try it. I guess eating beef is kind of undignified, especially when you're trying to make a YouTube video about it. But what's the point in hiding, to be honest? There's no point. Because even if I went out to dinner, I probably wouldn't get this big of a size. But I would get the biggest, juiciest cut I could. And you would see me eat the whole thing. So what? What's the difference? If I invite you to my house to eat with me, I've always needed a lot of meat. Ever since I was a kid. That's one of the reasons I'm so happy to have found Dr. Chaffee, because I finally feel like I have permission to be myself. And when it comes to food, that's a really big deal to me. And it's nice that there are other carnivores out there so that I'm not alone. I'm not alone in my beef-loving meals. I like what Dr. Chaffee said about the lioness. That she eats and eats and eats until she's finished, and then she goes and lies down and sleeps. It's funny, I always thought that if you ate meat at night, you wouldn't sleep. But it's true, after you eat meat, and you really need to go take a nap or go to bed. It's like ravenous, like she's ravenous. And then she devours, and then she's satiated. So the only thing that accompanies my meal is water. And lots of times I'll actually start to get really hungry in the morning. So I'll cook the steak in the morning, and then I'm too full to eat for the rest of the day. But tonight, I'm definitely going to share more of my story. But tonight I just wanted to invite you in for dinner so that you can meet me. And lots of times, what I do with the tri-tip is I actually eat the ends first so that I save the rare parts for last, since I always save the best for last. I used to do that with cakes, save the icing. And then one day I realized I don't even like the cake. I just like the icing. So I decided from then on just to eat the icing. But I definitely never feel as satiated eating a cake as I do a steak. Still hungry, I guess. Such a good cut of meat. Generally, you can find the tri-tip marinated, but I actually don't like marinade. Lots of times the marinade has a lot of sugar in it. And I really don't like sugar on my beef. I definitely like salt though. Lots of salt. Most people say to me, I can't believe you ate all of that. I think I'm almost done though tonight. So, like I said, this is day 1 of the 30-day challenge. And I'm not going to stop there, but I like the idea of challenging myself for 30 days so that I have more of a commitment to the day-to-day process. You know, it's good to have a process when you're starting something. Because before today, I had been eating cake and bagels every once in a while. So this is a transition from, transition to eating just beef or meat. Probably mostly beef. I do like some cuts of pork, but for some reason, beef is really the most satiating for me. Okay, one more bite and then I'm done. Yeah, to be honest, most people don't eat tri-tip like steak. They use it as a marinade or, you know, cutting it up in small pieces and cooking it that way. But most people think it's too tough for some reason. I mean, I don't know why I do, but I love the texture of it. It's definitely fulfilling. Oh my God. So good. It's really good. And I feel so happy. Like, I just know, like, all this beef is just going inside of me and just making my whole body happy. If you know what I mean. If you're a carnivore, you definitely know what I mean. There's nothing like that feeling of just everything being okay. Like, as long as my food is good, then the world is good. I've been really happy eating this piece of meat. And really, thank you so much for coming. And I'll be here next Sunday for dinner. And in the meantime, I'm hoping to get some other videos out about all the other things I do in my life. And you'll find out what those are if you follow me. Bye.